Think of eggs. You can cook eggs in so many ways. You can boil them, fry them, scramble them, poach them, or use them in cakes, pancakes, salads, sandwiches, and many other dishes. Now think of a white shirt. You can style it with almost anything. Jeans, pants, shorts, or skirts. You can also wear it in almost any season and adapt it to many different styles. So what do eggs and a white shirt have in common? And what do they have to do with the topic of this video? Keep watching to find out. To answer the first question, both eggs and a white shirt can be used for many different purposes. But what if I told you that you can use just one adjective to express this idea? The idea that something can be used in many different ways. Any guesses? Let me give you a hint. The adjective starts with the letter V. Does this still not sound familiar to you? Here's another hint. It ends with the letter E. It has 9 letters. The second letter is E, and the third letter is R. The correct answer is versatile. Things that can be used for many different purposes are versatile. A white shirt is a versatile clothing item, and eggs are a versatile ingredient. Now back to the second question. What does all of this have to do with the topic of this video? Well, today we're going to learn 9 adjectives that help you express longer ideas in a shorter, clearer, and more effective way. For example, instead of saying a thing that can be used for many different purposes, you simply say a versatile thing. Why is this important? Because words like these can significantly improve your speaking and writing scores. They can make your speech and written responses much more eloquent, precise, and clear. Now, without further ado, let's get started. I'll describe an object or a situation, and your goal is to guess one adjective that expresses the same idea. The first adjective is versatile, something that can be used for many different purposes, like eggs or a white shirt, is versatile. We've already discussed that one. The second adjective can be used to describe the Uber app. It's easy for people to use. Why? Partly because of its minimalist design, partly because of its convenient layout, and partly because it remembers your most used destinations. So how can we describe the Uber app in one word? It starts with the letter U. It has a hyphen in the middle, and the second part of the word starts with the letter F. Right, user-friendly. Uber is a user-friendly app. Remember, something that is easy for people to use, especially an app, a website, or a device, can be called user-friendly. The third adjective. Think of a printer. Originally, a printer had only one function, printing documents. Now think of a modern printer. It can not only print documents, but also scan them, copy them, and sometimes even fax them. In other words, it has several uses or functions. How can we say this in one word? It starts with the letter M. Multifunctional. If your printer, kitchen appliance, bed, sofa, or any other tool or item has more than one function, you can call it multifunctional. Remember, multifunctional. Now, think of energy. Energy can be produced by burning coal, a process that pollutes the environment. Or it can be produced in a way that causes little or no harm to the environment, using renewable energy sources, such as wind, water, and the sun. So what would we call this type of energy? I mean, energy that is produced in a way that causes little or no harm to the environment and as a result can continue for a long time. The adjective starts with the letter S. It ends with the letter E. The second letter is U. In total, it has 11 letters. It's sustainable. When something is done using methods that do not harm the environment, so natural resources are still available in the future, we can call it sustainable. For example, we can talk about sustainable energy, sustainable farming, or sustainable practices. Reducing waste through recycling is a sustainable practice. Buying local products is also a sustainable practice because it can reduce transport pollution. Reducing energy consumption is another sustainable practice. Great, let's move on. Adjective number 5. What would you call a building that can be entered or used by everyone, including people who use wheelchairs? It is the same adjective you would use to talk about technology that can be used by everyone, including people with disabilities. So, how can we express this idea in just one word? It starts with the letter A. It ends with a silent E. The second letter is C. The word is accessible. In simple words, if something is accessible, people can easily enter it, reach it, or use it. If people can easily get into a building, the building is accessible. One of the most accessible cities in the world is Vienna. This means it's designed so that everyone can use it easily, including people with disabilities. You can also talk about accessible technology. For example, smartphones are accessible in many ways because many people can buy them and use them. They also include features that help people with different needs. Adjective number 6. If you ask me when it's convenient for me to have a meeting and I tell you that I can do it almost any day, whenever it works for you, what can you say about my schedule? Either I don't have a schedule and I'm free 24/7, just kidding, or my schedule can be changed easily depending on the situation. So what adjective describes something that can change or be changed easily according to the situation? The adjective starts with the letter F. The second letter is L. The word ends with a silent E. It's flexible. Your schedule can be flexible, and you can also be flexible as a person. Flexible people do not always insist that things must be done in one specific way. They're ready to change, adapt, and adjust. They can even change their plans at the last minute. You can also have flexible hours at work, which means you do not have a fixed schedule. Instead, you can choose your working hours. Adjective number 7. Imagine you need to clean the entire house on your own. It takes a lot of time. Or imagine you need to cook a meal for a big family. That also takes time. So what do we call something that takes a lot of time? The word starts with the letter T. It has a hyphen. The part after the hyphen starts with C and ends with G. Exactly. Time-consuming. Anything that takes a lot of time to do or complete is time-consuming. Preparing for an exam can be time-consuming, especially if you don't know how to do it properly. Adjective number 8. The 8th adjective is a word we can use to describe your smartphone. Most people these days can't imagine their lives without their smartphones. They have everything there: work, communication, entertainment, and so many other things. So what do we call something that is so important or useful that you could not manage without it? The adjective starts with the letter I. The second letter is N. The final E is silent. It's indispensable. What else is indispensable? The internet is indispensable. Most of us can't manage without it. For many people, English is indispensable. They need it for work, study, or everyday life. Your laptop or tablet can also be indispensable. A family member can be indispensable in your family, or a skilled worker might be indispensable in a company. This means the company cannot function well without him or her. Adjective number 9. Now, imagine this indispensable worker in a company. Let's say his name is Mike. Why is Mike indispensable? Because he always delivers good results. He also behaves professionally. So both his results and his behavior are positive and reliable. How can we describe his behavior and results if they stay at the same high level over time? The adjective starts with the letter C. Right? Consistent. Mike delivers consistent results and shows consistent behavior. When people behave in a similar and usually positive way over time, they're consistent. When something happens in a similar and usually positive way again and again, it's consistent. Are you trying to be consistent with your English practice? This is a good idea because consistent practice usually gives the best results. Well, that's it for today. We've covered 9 adjectives that can significantly improve both your speaking and writing scores. For extra practice, try making one sample sentence with the adjective you found most challenging. I'll check your comments and give you feedback on the sentences you write. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss the next ones. I'm also planning to make a similar video about adjectives that describe people's characteristics. These adjectives can be a real game changer when it comes to the speaking section, so you definitely don't want to miss that video. I wish you all a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!